Hi, I'm Iliriana Zanelli for TV Alba Life, and I am here in Manhattan to attend the Albanian Professionals and Entrepreneurs Networking event, which is here to bring together Albanians, listen to success stories, and hopefully follow in each other's paths to success. I'm here to find out more. So we're here with Ken Berbere. Now, this event, you guys expect a huge outcome tonight, am I right?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I think they have gone way beyond expectations of capacity. I think last week we had like 70 people signed up and over 250 are signed up now.
Is that the most since it's been from the first time you guys had this event, or?
Well, I think this is a unique event that's really responding well with the community. This one's focused on entrepreneurs, and I think Albanians by nature are entrepreneurs. They're go-getters. They want to start their own companies, and this is an opportunity to come and hear from some incredibly successful Albanian entrepreneurs, hear what they've done in the past and how successful they are now, and maybe that can help you as you start your own business.
What do you expect the younger entrepreneurs coming to this event, what do you expect them to take out of it?
Well, look, I think young Albanians are inquisitive. They want to know exactly like what challenges these entrepreneurs faced when they were getting started so they don't make the same mistakes. They want to kind of network with other entrepreneurs. I mean, it's as much about the panelists and hearing their stories and what made them successful as it is about meeting people in the room. I think that's why the APEN events are so great, because you just look around at all the other people that are attending the events. There's a ton of people you can create business plans with, you can get assistance from with their own companies, and you can really build a good, strong network. And I think that's what APEN's trying to facilitate.
Putting together this event, what was it like for you?
Gosh, exciting, a little bit tiring, but it's a group and team effort. And at APEN, we have a team of people that we've been together for the last 8 years since its inception. So all these events we do together, we delegate all the tasks. But it was very exciting to do because we got to interact with a lot of Albanian entrepreneurs whom are we featuring tonight. And yeah, we're hoping it's going to be a great event.
What inspired you to start up something like this?
Well, APEN, what inspired me and my colleagues is we wanted to create an organization that would give a platform to the young Albanian professionals, entrepreneurs to come together and network. That's pretty much it. It sounds very basic, but it's also very powerful because networking is very powerful in itself, and through networking we could help each other, we can find each other jobs, we can help each other by mentoring and tutoring and just kind of strengthening the fabric, the cultural fabric, entrepreneurial fabric, and also the professional fabric that we're building here in the United States. Now, what inspired us to create this event tonight is everybody knows that there's so many Albanian entrepreneurs. If you go to restaurants, to hair and makeup places, if you walk into a building, there's always going to be someone that's Albanian that either is owner of the building or a super of the building. So we wanted to kind of do an event, an evening where we could celebrate this Albanian American entrepreneurial spirit, and we're going to do that by having a panel of wonderful and accomplished Albanian entrepreneurs, and we're going to hear their stories and learn from them, and hopefully they'll have some time to network with the younger professionals and entrepreneurs who want to venture and embark on that path of entrepreneurship.
Now, what do you expect these young wannabe entrepreneurs, what do you expect them to get out of this event?
Well, I hope they get inspired. I hope they get motivated by these stories, because some of these stories you'll see are stories of struggle, are stories of mistakes, but they're also stories of stardom, and they're stories of survival and victory, because all of our entrepreneurs have built amazing businesses from scratch. Nobody handed anything to them. So we want to show the young entrepreneurs that it is possible through hard work, through networking, but most importantly, just through hard work.
Now, what do you expect for future? I know you guys, of course, want to do this for years to come. What do you expect for the outcome for future events?
Well, we plan on doing a number of events that will feature niche groups. So this one is for entrepreneurs. The next event is going to be also entrepreneurs, but we're going to focus on Albanian startups and techies. So it's going to be a wonderful group of amazing Albanian young young entrepreneurs who have their own startup companies. And we hope that would also inspire some of the other younger entrepreneurs, and maybe even bring some American investors who would like to invest in some of these startups. And some other events that we plan on doing are the APEN art event, which we've done for the last 3 years. That's where we celebrate the Albanian American artists through their, singing, dancing, their artwork. And after that, we hope to do something related to teachers. That's something of a passion of mine. There's so many Albanian teachers in the United States, especially in New York City, so we hope to do an evening with them. So we're going to try to create these maybe smaller networking events and bring Albanian professionals from specific groups.
I am here with Nick Marcola, who is also the co-founder of APEN. What do you expect out of tonight?
Well, it's still early, but first of all, thanks very much for being here tonight. We expect a great event. APEN is known for putting together these events and bringing the Albanian American community together, more the professionals and entrepreneurs. Very excited because we've got a great panel. We have some very accomplished people from the community coming here tonight, sharing their views, thoughts, and their success stories. So it should be beneficial for the older crowd, but it should also be very beneficial for the younger crowd. Very inspirational because we have some very young people who are going through the process of finishing college, getting jobs, and trying to find themselves in corporate America. And should be a lot of great takeaway points from the event.
Of course. Now, what do you expect out of this event tonight, and also for maybe even future events that come along?
At the very least, if one person gets inspired and gets an idea what they want to do in life and they execute, and that should be a huge success. My expectations are that a lot of people walk away very impressed with some successes of the panelists that they've had in their careers, and probably a number of people walk away thinking they can do things, they can accomplish things, because most of them are all of them are self-made. They started from zero and they made a difference in their lives, in their families' lives, in the community, and in corporate America. I mean, you'll hear a story from probably the first graduate of Harvard Business School who happens to be an Albanian. Very successful run in the U.S., also some businesses in Albania. You'll hear a story from a pizza man who started with absolutely zero in life, and I think by the time his family got to the U.S. they were in the negative territory, which a lot of Albanian immigrants know that story, but today I believe they've got over 50 franchises throughout the world and grown. You'll also hear from some in the medical field, and there will be a lot of different interests, a lot of different stories for people to hear and walk away with an inspiration to do something with their lives.
How do you think this event will maybe inspire you in some ways?
Well, first of all, we're very, very thankful to be in the U.S. for Albanians. This is the best country out there. It's a great friend of all the Albanians, and we've had the opportunity to get here, succeed to a degree. It'll inspire me to do more. And there's a very simple question that we all ask ourselves is, what's success in life and how do we define success? And probably the easiest explanation for that is giving back and making a difference in somebody else's life. And it'll inspire all of us, not just me, the APEN founders, the board, the members, and the broader community to reflect, think back, and really help others. If you look back, we're very fortunate to be in this country, but we have our brethren back in the Balkans who are not doing as well. They deserve a lot more hope, they deserve a lot more opportunities, they deserve a lot more help, and it'll probably inspire some of the people here tonight to make a difference here, but also think about ways how they can make a difference back home. So it should be very inspirational for all of us.
Well, we left Albania when I was 6 months old. We ended up in Greece for 5 years as refugees. Then we were fortunate to come here, and then I started school. Was a little confused between English, Albanian, Greek, and everything else, but everything worked out. And I went to the Bronx High School of Science, and then we went to City College for an engineering degree because we really didn't have the funds to go anywhere else. It was free.
Yeah.
And after I worked for about a year as an engineer, and I was determined that that would be my career. People said, "Have you considered an MBA?" And I said, "Well, what exactly is an MBA? I'm an engineer now."
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, it's a business degree." And I said, "The family's always been in business, so I wouldn't mind trying." And I looked into it, and I had good grades, so I applied to the top 10 schools, and I knew I'd get in somewhere. What I didn't expect was to get into a Harvard Business School.
Wow.
So I was probably one of the first Albanian Americans to get in there.
Look at that!
And,
first Albanian American.
First, probably the second or third.
Oh, all right. So one of the top 3 Albanians to graduate Harvard. What do you expect out of tonight?
Well, I'm hoping that people will understand and ask some questions as to what it's going to take to do some of the things that have to get done. And I enjoy helping, mentoring young people. I think it's important for them to understand that I've lived in both worlds, the Albanian world, the American world,
Yes.
and they have to understand that that's their lot in life because they came here at a certain age.
Exactly.
On the other hand, they shouldn't be constrained by some Albanian thinking. They have to think more like Americans. Mm-hmm. And that is something that is very, has to be learned, and it's difficult to break some of the old traditions you have, especially when you have to do something that your parents don't think is the best thing.
Of course.
And I think that's the lesson hopefully people will take, is that there's a lot of opportunity. You have to take risk to get a reward, but you have to be willing to take those jumps at certain times. And failing is part of succeeding. The best teacher is failure.
Of course. I mean,
it's a painful lesson, but it's the best teacher, and hopefully at that point you learn a little more in background. So I'm hoping that some people will take some of that thought process out of here and do something on their own, because I think being an entrepreneur is really fantastic. I mean, it gives you a tremendous opportunity to travel, tremendous opportunity to meet people, and make a little money on the side too.
I feel great. I mean, the fact that we have, I think, more than 100 people than we expected is phenomenal, So it shows that there's a lot of support for the Albanian entrepreneurism. So I think, and what I expect to get out of it, I think, hopefully I can give something, back, basically.
of course. So. Now, I know you're one of the panelists tonight. What are a few of the main topics that you'll be hitting on, especially to get out to the younger entrepreneurs that came here tonight?
Well, one of the key things is, everyone has some entrepreneurial spirit or fire in their belly, and it's really to follow their passion, and persist to, pursuing your dreams.
Do you have a little words of inspiration maybe for tonight for a few of the entrepreneurs?
Never give up.
I'm actually from Boston, so this is my first event for APEN. I've been in contact with APEN people for 15 years, on a lot of the emails and exchanged ideas with a lot of people, but this is my first time actually coming to an event. And one of the reasons I came is because we're bringing two people here from Harvard tonight.
Yes.
Because we're working on developing an Albanian diaspora program with Harvard University.
Yes, that sounds amazing.
In Albania right now. Hopefully this will be the start of developing something more structured and helping to work better in Albania and in Kosovo to help people.
Of course. I am here with Medea Gega, who is a chair member for the APEN event tonight. Now the room's filling up. What do you expect out of the outcome?
We wanted to celebrate the entrepreneurial spirit of Albanians. My father came to this country and, started a business. In fact, he's had several throughout his lifetime. And, we all sort of share that entrepreneurial spirit. So tonight we're going to be hearing the successes, the failures potentially, and really the stories of these great entrepreneurs who have come tonight to showcase how Albanians work hard, persevere, and get it done. So we're really excited.
What inspired you to be a part of it?
So, I was one of the founding board members. And really our story is super simple. There's a bunch of Albanian professionals who used to hang out at bars, and we said, you know what? We need to do something about this, because I'm sure there's lots of us around who can share each other's stories. And so having that common ground of, sharing our culture, sharing the fact that we're professionals, and really building a community that's going to help one another, not only in their professional life, in their personal life. I mean, we've had APEN weddings where people have met. We've had business connections. We've had professional connections. I have a whole bunch of students who used to help me as interns, who I learned, who I got to know from APEN. So it's all about connecting one another, being able to help each other succeed, and move our community forward.
What words of wisdom would you give to the younger entrepreneurs? I know you're not a panelist today, but what could you say?
Well, I would share with them that I would hope they would dream big, because everything is possible. This group of young Albanian Americans has high aspirations. I think that everything is possible for them, and channeling it into an organization like APEN is the right thing. So I'm just happy to be here and be a part of this, and hopefully get to see some friendly faces out there and share some of my issues and concerns with them, and continue to be a thriving part of this wonderful community.
As you saw, so many young Albanian entrepreneurs came to the APEN event to network and find their inspiration. For TV Alba Life, I'm Iliriana Zanelli.